Good morning. Happy Thursday. I am very excited because it looks like, from my POV, Bitcoin has successfully retested the top of the channel, meaning and confirming a breakout. Now, I know there's a lot of contention here between the community about whether or not this is a true breakout, but in my humbled opinion, we're off to the races, and I hope everyone's bags are packed. Now, I'm giving it a second because I still do not see on my own phone that the live stream has initiated, and I understand that there's generally an advertisement that begins each live stream off. So I'm going to give it a couple seconds, and I'm going to just ramble around a little bit until I see 100% confirmation on my phone that we're good. And now we are good. Good morning, MK. Good morning, C90. Good morning, Sup. We have a special guest in the house. It is Takarid. Happy to have you here. I'm excited for the raid today we will be doing as part of the DeSci Shillers movement to bring decentralized science to the masses in the form of one of the top narratives within crypto. I believe it. I believe you believe it. Now we just have to force everyone else to see our vision, baby. I'm excited. This is a very good step for all of crypto. This is what we've been waiting for the better part of 8 months, is for Bitcoin to have broken out and confirmed a breakout. Now, it still has not put in a higher high from this previous top over here that happened back in July. However, I do want to point out that we are currently in an uptrend. Bitcoin is trending up, and it has been since this low back in August. This capitulation low that happened, where we wicked way below the trend lines that had been established, the channel that had been established, it has now put in a low, a higher low, another higher low, and depending on what you view this as, it could be another higher low. Although I imagine it's going to do something like this and come back down here and then be off. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But for the time being, it does look like Bitcoin has broken out. And so this is very bullish. This is very exciting. And I think we have a reason to believe that we're continuing the uptrend, baby. We're continuing the uptrend. As far as decentralized science, we come over and look at the overall market cap of DeSci. It is down 2.3% today to 448 million. Now, we all know internally in the community that this is not true. We know that this is not an accurate reflection of decentralized science right now because it is not including WellShare Health, which launched yesterday, had a wildly successful launch. I'm very, very hyped for everyone who took part in this, and very round of applause to the people behind WellShare Health who successfully had what is a phenomenal launch. Having $200 million in FDV right now, $18 million circulating market cap, for a coin that just launched yesterday, given that there's still contention on whether or not Bitcoin is in an uptrend, this is super bullish. And this is adding to the overall market cap of decentralized science, boosting us over $500 million right now. Again, I'm only counting in the circulating market caps because we know Axon right now, the FDV on Axon is $185 million, or that's circulating supply. $167 million for Axon, and that is not being included in the total market cap of crypto. It's just the circulating market caps that's being counted. And so either way, we're up over 500 million again, thanks to WellShare creating new value in the marketplace. This is awesome, guys. This is awesome. We're making strides. We are making strides. Good morning, Don. Good morning, Manny. Oh yeah, in the charts. Let's go. Very exciting. I don't know what that means, but let's fucking go. Look at this. Ready to pump more. Good morning, Thuna and Don win. Good morning, Thuna. Speaking of winning, I have to acknowledge something, guys. As far as the raids are concerned, you guys are killing it. This entire you've been rating Research Hub's vote on this Oscars for Web3. Web3 for good. Which of the blockchains, which of the crypto projects out there are providing the most good in the crypto space? And right now, we have succeeded in getting Research Hub up to top 10. Now, once this closes in 24 hours, so this time tomorrow, we will see if we've successfully accomplished our goal of getting Research Hub into the top 10. But right now, we've done it, you guys. We've done it. Do not lay off the momentum here. Let's keep going. Let's keep pushing it. We're in the home stretch for this, and as part of DeSci Shillers, I believe that this is the moment we need to push even harder. We have a special guest who just knocked on the door. Hello, here.
No, what'd you say?
I said we have a special guest. Oh, just knocked on the door. Could you hear me from outside?
A little bit,
Love it.
just slightly. Hi, everybody.
Okay. She is back from her presentation at work today. She had to go live in front of a room full of people, but do not lay up on Research Hub right now. It is top 10. There's 716 votes. So us collectively, the 12 of us here chilling together, have pretty much doubled the amount of votes that Research Hub had. I know there's more people in the chat that are chilling it and are going and voting for this, but again, you can come to this link, which I'll post in the chat right now. Copy link, go here, go boom, 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 back to here. You click on this link, Blockchain for Good. You come here and you scroll to the bottom of the list and you vote for Research Hub. This will allow the exposure for all of decentralized science. Getting Research Hub into the top 10 means that the judges will be voting on which project meets and exceeds in all of the criteria listed here. And we went through this together last live stream to showcase that we really do think Research Hub can excel in all of these, meaning we might be able to get a DeSci project to win the crypto Oscars. Super exciting, super exciting. Don says good morning, Mandy.
Good morning, Don. Is it still morning?
Not technically, but that's okay. Make sure to smash that like button on the way in the door, people. Let's go, Steve the Canadian. Bullish. How is Noble still dropping? Your fourth favorite question. It is my number one favorite question, and I wish I had the proper answer to it. But unfortunately, hey, what do you mean, dude? Noble's up 2.79% today. It's bouncing aggressively off the all-time lows that it hit the other day. No, I have no idea, man. I don't know. The platform has its rollouts happening right now. All the updates that we've been waiting for the better part of a year, they're all rolling out over the next 3 or 4 weeks. And then we get to onboard all the researchers and scientists who we have gated, waiting for the launch of all these platform updates. So it's just a matter of time. Fundamentally, project's getting stronger price-wise. Project is going down in value. That is a recipe for a really good opportunity into things. Same exact thing playing out with Dynex. Same exact thing. Dynex is announcing crazy bullish announcements, and the price went down. It is a little bit better of a chart than Noble, but it does look pretty similar, in which it has just been bleeding for quite some time. This will stop, and this will flip and go to the other direction. Not financial advice, but that's the financial moves I'm making. It is really just dependent on the entire market going up at this point. Like, we need to catch a wave in the broader crypto markets. We're seeing a lot of things starting to bounce, a lot of meme coins starting to bounce, and I do think that it is time for everything to be bouncing. Hopefully not stop at zero, lol. Truth asks, how did your presentation go, Mandy? Oh, you're in the chat. Okay.
Yeah,
All right, cool.
it went great.
Nice.
Yeah.
You want to come tell them about it?
Yeah.
All right, let me put this on,
Yeah,
I think, just my face. There we go.
Hi, everybody. Um, my presentation went really well. Basically, I had to plan an event for 40 people in about three, 4 business days. And it worked out really well. Everybody was very, like both of my bosses were very excited and happy. And it was great. It was great. I had a lot of bagels left over, by the way.
Really?
Hmm.
Yeah.
We did. So I had to cater it and everything, but it was great. We got all of the New York based partners. They are TikTok shop partners. That's who I manage. So just in case you don't know, um, the New York based partners came and visited the TikTok offices. So that's always a fun crowd pleaser
Hell yeah.
to come to the office. You
Yeah,
haven't even been there yet.
I
Not
have
the New
not.
York ones.
Mm-mm. Just the LA one.
Did you tell them yesterday that it's in the NASDAQ
No, I didn't. I
building?
didn't even remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Her office is in the same office that the NASDAQ is. And so all those interviews you see for companies that are launching on the NASDAQ, the lighting is not perfect, but it is good.
It looks good on you, though.
Oh,
So,
thank you. You just have to
yeah.
be in the hot seat.
Yeah, but NASDAQ is great.
What's my energy drink?
I do. I'll
It
get
is.
something.
It's cool. I took a photo. I actually posted it yesterday because there were a bunch of people outside of it getting their exit liquidity. The listing on the NASDAQ is exit liquidity. I have to make sure that. Okay.
Okay. Yes. Now I have big blisters on my feet, so I'm
Oh
gonna sit down.
no. Okay.
But if I can contribute, just let me know.
Okay.
Okay.
They'll be asking questions, I imagine.
Okay, I'll be here.
How could you forget, Patrick? I just didn't think about it, man. I don't know. It didn't pump my bags, so I just didn't even think about it. But I have a series of posts, series of tweets on X that we can go and raid as part of the raid that's supposed to be happening today. It is up to you guys in what order we want to do this in, though. I do think it's very important that we continue to raid the research hub thing that we were talking about. And then I pulled up, instead of raiding someone's community, we go through and raid different posts that are on X. That way, it just gets DeSci a little bit more action and a little bit more momentum in this space. Good morning, DeSci. Happy to have you here. We do love bagels. I had a bagel for breakfast. Jolly Green, shout out TikTok presence. Spreading the word would help new people get in. Absolutely. Unfortunately, my TikTok was banned. You want to go shill DeSci to all of your people in TikTok? Do you think we could get them to buy Noble?
A raid today. I don't know. I might need to prepare them.
They're asking for insider info.
I know, but I didn't know for NASDAQ or for TikTok.
Probably TikTok.
Well, that's the only one I really have insider info on.
Mm.
Everybody should do TikTok shop. It's hot.
TikTok shop is hot. They are pushing it like crazy. I gotta drive. We'll be safe yet lurking. Audio only for a few minutes. Thank you, C90. We appreciate you being here. NASDAQ, WTF, TikTok, Raid Mandy's TikTok. She changed her profile photo to black and then just isn't posting anymore, so we can't even go raid. But the first one I think we should go raid is Wellshare Health because they had a crazy good launch yesterday, and tomorrow at 10 a.m. they will be doing an AMA with the founders. And so I think getting some good exposure to this one will help pump all of your bags. So that's the first post I think we should go raid. There's 14 of you here, so I expect a minimum of 20 comments. No, I'm just kidding. It doesn't have to be that extreme, but definitely get some engagement on this for them. It's how we community, it's how we get things moving in the algorithm. If the algorithm sees that people are coming to the website via a specific post, it will artificially boost that post even more because it's showing that it's helping with the number one priority of all social media platforms, which is to get people on the platform and keep them there. And so by using different posts to comment on, it shows that people are engaged and exciting with that post. The algorithm doesn't even really care what it says on the post unless it goes against its terms and services, whatever, but just posting. So comment on these things and let's get some boosts for the algo. Wellshare Health. Excited to hear what the plans are. Well, let's see. Meet the founders of Wellshare tomorrow. Discover the unbelievable story of Wellshare Health. Set your reminder for the X space. Excited to hear what the plans are to keep up the momentum. Bullish. All right, let's see. I'm all about artificial boosts. Let's go, Truth. My TikTok got banned, Damani, because I talked about Donald Trump assassination. I talked about weather manipulation technology. I talked about Andrew Tate, and then I talked about Kamala replacing Biden. And they were like, "All right, bruh, you're done." I was like, "Wait." So TikTok banned. Truth, it'll probably be this afternoon when you see the dip. You'll know. Can you pay when you buy Dynex so the rest of us can time the bottom? LOL. LOL. One of us has to buy and then sell. It's a permaban. Yeah. No, it's the third permaban. So I had two of them removed, and then this third time they were like, "All right, that's enough." So this is the third time I'd been permanently banned on TikTok, and so then it's just over, unfortunately. But it's all right because I've had honestly since then, since I got banned on TikTok, I've had the ability to push forward a lot more aggressively in some of the other endeavors that I've been doing. So bringing back the live streaming, going more aggressively on X, binding together the different founders and different projects within DeSci and helping everyone kind of find a voice. So I feel like I've been able to niche down more aggressively and find a better suited fit since getting banned. So low key, TikTok was a distraction for me, even just making content. While it did get good exposure for a lot of the things I was doing and I was able to make a lot of cool connections, it was still distracting. How do you get permabanned when you have an insider? That's how much of a violation I was, according to the platform. I was too radicalized for them. So even the insider couldn't do anything in this regard.
They wouldn't even tell me the reason, the
Yeah.
exact reason.
I don't know if you could hear her, but they wouldn't even tell her the exact reason for why I got banned. I was too much. I was too much. They were like, we can't control the weather. And I was like, here's one of the top scientists globally talking about how he controls the weather. And they were like, all right, you're done. Goodbye. I was like, fuck. Okay, let's see. Let's see. How was the raid on this post for Wellshare? We got some people talking. Let's go. 4 out of 5, Patrick's recommended. 3 out of 5, maybe also recommended. Oh my god. That's bullish. That is bullish. All right, next raid. I'm curious about their talk, which is happening in 14 minutes, about the Quantum Bio DAO. I wish that they would stop doing Luma invitations for these and would just schedule the spaces. I don't understand why they have to do a Luma presentation and then post the link on X. It's like a guaranteed way to not get any engagement from X because what did we just talk about, guys? If you're going to try and boost the algorithm, you need to bring people onto the platform. So anytime you post a link that makes people leave the platform's not going to show it to people because what are you doing? You're making people leave the platform, which is why they have the ability presentations on X directly through the X spaces. And so it doesn't matter how many followers you have, you will always see a dip in engagement if you try and bring people away from the platform. So don't post a Luma link, just make an X space bio protocol. If any of you guys are watching this right now, that is directed directly at you guys. Everyone who makes content or tries to get any kind of engagement on social media, don't direct people off of the app. Let me go ahead and like this. I'll be quote tweeting this and saying, interested to see how quantum biology, oh my God, post. Bam, there's my engagement. Directed directly at, yes, truth. I said it, and I'll say it again. The dinner talk be crazy the day you got banned, LMAO. Oh man, skill issue. Yeah, for sure, Don. All right, Don. Mods, get Don out of here. Don, you're henceforth banned. So how was your day? Well, I got banned from using your company's app. Well, I didn't even post this one. My trade is going well.
The Jupiter one?
Yeah. So right now I'm up 9% on it, which is $950. Earlier today I was up 20% on it, which is $2,000. But it is having a little bit of a pullback again, and the internet is starting to lag. Patrick, become a CCP shill or get your account banned to get your account back. Honestly, Zach, you're not far off. If I started bull posting the CCP, I'd probably be allowed back. You can't ban Don, he's a well-share whale. This is true. This is true. Oh, speaking of, why you guys, well, I'm gonna post the next one, and I want you guys to go raid another post here from Noble Blocks. lot of you guys already rated this one, and so I don't think we have to go do it again, but I think that we need to find another post to raid. They just keep posting clips from podcasts, and I'm like, I don't know. I mean, it's cool, but I feel like it should have its own news feed for the podcast. Yeah, I'll post the Noble Blocks in here. You guys can find a post that you want to raid if you want to. Go raid Noble Blocks in some regard. I don't know. Just post something. I think there was hate against the nerd game. I don't see many of you guys. Only Derek and Thuna. Let's go, Thuna. So let's raid this one as well. So go, be active. Go, be active on this post. As much as you possibly can. Just go comment on Noble Blocks' stuff so that we can try and, like, just boost them a little bit. But I wanted to talk about share health from a charting perspective and introduce a concept that I use and I know that you guys will find value in when it comes to predicting out like breakouts and where potential areas to take some profits could be. Okay. So, first up, this is the hourly chart for share health. One thing that I know you guys are very familiar with is the Fibonacci retracements. Am I right, Don? Am I right? Don and Derek were going back and forth on this one in the Discord this morning about when to know when to take some profits off the table, and the Fibonacci retracements is a perfect tool for that. And so I'm going to showcase to you guys a couple unique ways to use this one specific tool. Now, if you go look, there's a lot of different Fibonacci tools that you can kind of get familiar with. This is my favorite one though, is the Fib retracement. And it showcases to you guys when it might be a decent spot to DCA in or out of positions, right? So for this, you're taking from the first point of data that you want to look at, which is usually a low, a previous low, and this is when you could expect to find some support on this tool using it like this. So you find a low and then you click on the low and then you go all the way to the high and it will outline a bunch of different levels that you might find support or resistance at, areas of contention that you can put on the chart. This is how I use it. You could do it from multiple different areas and it will still line up pretty nicely. So you can see exactly here. We went straight down after this initial rally to the 0.382 line on the fib retracements, right? And it looked like it found support there, and then it got rejected at the 0.236. If we go, we can do it from multiple different areas. So if you want to go from the very first pullback back to the next spike up, you can see again, this time it fell all the way down to the 0.618 zone. So still fell to a retracement area. You can also use this to project forward where you might expect some sort of profit taking as again the fib retracement, but instead of retracement, it's like expansion. So if you start at the top at a peak and you go to the first pullback, which is down here, right? But you go outwards, you'll see different areas in which you might expect if it were to break out some areas of profit taking. So at 1.618, you can expect some at the 2.618, 3.618, 4.23, right? Why does this work? How many of you guys know the fib retracements? Don't do this for Noble, please, God. No, not yet. Let me explain it. How many of you guys know how this tool works or why it's an important tool to pay attention? I'm curious. I have two things I'm going to go over regardless as to everyone's answers, but two things that I'm going to talk about when it comes to this tool. I'm curious how many of you guys know. Noble's bottom according to the fib. No. Not taking profits till new all-time highs. Respectable. You can, according to the fib retracement tool, around 11 cents is where you could expect the first major pullback from Welshare Health. Now, I'm going to say also at 10 cents because it is a whole number. And we kind of already had that initial touch of 10 cents. Right here on a wick, it tried to get to 10 cents. We see this? It got really close and then got rejected. So whole numbers and fib levels are really important to pay attention to. The fib levels are more of an organic way to pay attention to these. The whole numbers is more of a manipulated side of the market to pay attention to, that human psychology. But I'm going to talk to you guys about why Fibonacci is a real thing and really should be paid attention to. I don't know if you guys have ever actually looked into different theories about the stock market and about the financial markets, but there's a random walk theory, and there's 21 people in the live stream right now. So I want to see everyone hit that thumbs up on the live stream. We're about to go into some pretty in-depth information actually here, and I know some of it's going to go over everyone's head, but I implore you to take out the notebooks and write some of this down because it's going to help you when you are navigating the entire broader market. A random walk theory suggests that the entire financial industry, all financial markets are completely random and impossible to predict. And it was a study that they did in which, and this is on a smaller time frame, not on the longer time frames, but a small intraday or intra-week time frame. A random walk theory suggested, and they conducted a study which proved that it is completely random, right? If you were just to let the free market do its thing. In this scenario, they took a coin. I don't have a coin with me, but they flipped it heads or tails. Heads meant they charted it up one tick, and tails meant they charted it down one tick. And what they ended up doing after they charted out an entire day using this coin toss method was they found that it looked exactly like a stock chart. And they stopped their conclusion there. And they just said, therefore, it is truly random what happens on an intraday. However, later, people started charting out different things within that coin toss chart, which showed that it is random. And therefore, different things that appear randomly throughout nature, like the Fibonacci sequence, were actually able to be identified in this random chart that they saw. So, yes, it was random, but nothing in nature is actually random. Nothing is actually random. It all has different keys which can be pointed back towards things like the Fibonacci retracement or the Fibonacci sequence. If you're not familiar with the Fibonacci sequence is, it's a series of numbers and sum of numbers. So it's like the seashell and how the spiral on a seashell gets bigger and bigger and bigger. It is the Fibonacci sequence. So they were able to put that onto charts, which led to tools like the Fibonacci retracement tool. So each one of these levels is a corresponding level based off of this entire idea that it is all truly random and that nothing is actually random. You guys understand? I think you guys are following pretty coherently here. It was very interesting. All this to say that if you do think markets are random, the Fibonacci sequence is something you can pay attention to. And these tools are very, very good at predicting that because it's just based on math. On the other side of things, the market is manipulated and controlled. And in that regards, you pay attention to the whole numbers because they'll pump things to whole numbers and then make them fall back down to whole numbers if it is 100% market makers moving stuff. Predictably random, exactly. Truth said he's scared that he can't hear Mandy's voice in the background. She's just busy at work.
Yeah.
I can see her computer in the reflection of the mirror. She's busy trucking along working on stuff. Does that make sense for everyone? I think it made perfect sense. Never used I have fib in the eyes. That is impressive, sup. That is very impressive. Fibs, pivot levels, volume profiles equals goaded. Exactly. So you go look for different alignments, right? If you go look and see open interest or open volume at a specific level that lines up really well with one of the fib levels, you're almost guaranteed to have a successful trade. So I know a lot of people use these tools and it becomes almost a self-fulfilling prophecy. If everyone is waiting to take profits at the first fib level, that means you're going to get a bounce at the first fib level. You know what I mean? Becomes somewhat of a self-fulfilling prophecy. Now, with that being said, well, shares probably going to 111 cent. If it can hold support right here at the fib level that was here a minute ago. Can I control Z all the way back to the fib level? There we go. I didn't want to have to redraw it. So if we can truly find some support here, then we'll likely see that bounce and continue upwards. But I wouldn't be too surprised to see us come back down to like 5.5 cents That's where I'd probably want to load up aggressively if I was to enter into it. Dawn is taking profits on it. All right, Dawn, thank you for being here. Enjoy yourself. Go out there and do some good. It's Thursday, so we're continuing the raids, baby. We are continuing the raids. Next up, I was thinking we can go raid the Valley Dow hemp knitwear. I don't know if you guys are super excited about it, or we can go raid Nifty. Nifty yesterday about Wellshare, and so we can go raid him as well. Any suggestions you guys have, any posts that you guys see on X, feel free to share them in the chat and we can go raid some of those posts because ultimately it's all we could actually go use the fib retracement tool on some of Bitcoin to see if it works out for Bitcoin as well. All right, so let's say hypothetically that we wanted to take the measured move from here up to here to see if it could have predicted with the Fibonacci sequence different areas that Bitcoin would bounce at. And I think it did for the most part. I mean, we had that first run up to the 0.68 and then all the way to the peak. And then every time it was bouncing in this range, it has been at the 0.38. It fell all the way down to the 0.618 almost three times. And now it's trying to find support above the 0.236. So pretty bullish. Pretty clearly bullish. If you could do some Fibonacci predictions now, maybe, to see where we could expect to go to. So again, we started in order to see the predictions, the breakout, you start at the high and go to the pullback, which was down here, and then just let it run and see. And according to this, the first area which we'd expect Bitcoin to take some profits at would be $1.75 trillion in market cap. I should do the coin price instead of market cap because it'd be easier to see. But a 30% rally from here. Let's go do it here so that everyone can see. Remember, I drew this circle completely randomly. All right, this is just where my gut feeling is saying Bitcoin is going to go to. Let's see if it lines up with one of the fib levels. A little bit. There we go. I mean, not exactly, but pretty close. Pretty close. I will be very happy, very satisfied if it goes to 88K off this next breakout. And then all the way up to 152K, which would be perfectly in line with my top prediction. If we filled out the entire Fibonacci sequence here, it would be perfectly aligned with where I expect Bitcoin to be topping out at. So maybe this next leg is the final leg. We will see. We will have to patiently wait and see what happens. But you guys see the excitement from the tool. Congrats, you also have fib eyes. Let's go, Tuna. And just for fun, we'll go to Noble and see if we can see the fib retracement tool on Noble. All right, the whole chart here. From the hack. Let's see if we can do it on the hack. I went the wrong way with it. So from the bottom of the hack to where it rebounded from, we are in no man's land. There is no fib here. Oh my God. I don't even know how to draw this one, to be honest. No Fibonacci's for Noble. Yeah, I'm gonna stop. Unless I'm just being stupid with it. This chart is very confusing. But I don't think we're actually gonna get any valuable information out of that one, so are we are we cooked, chat? Low key? It looks like it. Let's rate Delroy with well-share launch success. I don't think that's a good idea, Beagle. I appreciate the suggestion here, but I don't think that's gonna go over too well. I found a Noble Telegram where they are planned sells only during your live streams. Just kidding. Truth, you had me panicked there for a minute. You had me panicked. I don't even know where I would draw these fib levels because it's below the launch price. It's right at the pre-sale price. Oh well. It was looking like using different eyes on Noble, it was looking like it was finding some solid support right here at half a penny, right? For a while we were bouncing off that pretty aggressively. And then what I think started happening is the announcements came out and we had an aggressive amount of FUD. People just really didn't appreciate anything that was happening. And we saw some pretty coordinated attacks and some pretty coordinated sell-offs when it came to Noble, which is what it is. It do be what it do be. It is still like we talked about it multiple times. I talk about it literally every single day because nobody can ever get enough pain and suffering out of it. So we have to be remembering of what the chart looks like every single day instead of just trying to push forward and move on to things and and continue forward. We have to resonate in the pain and suffering. But the fundamentals behind the project are continuing to grow and succeed at a pretty impressive pace. It's just the chart doesn't match with any of it because everyone's super disconnected. I mean, every single day I'd go onto the Telegram and somebody new is like, "Are there any announcements that can be shared to the community?" And it's like, boy, if you just click on the pinned things, I don't know how much more you're asking for. The announcements are everywhere, but people just don't want to actually look for any of the announcements, so they have to continue to just be spoon-fed, which is what it is. Yeah. People are selling because they want people to be buying, so I completely agree, MK. Bioprotocol is now. I also was going to introduce you guys to Infinity, which is one of the AI coins I've been seeing a lot of on X. So, yeah, a lot of people are starting to post stuff about it. It's an AI that just creates images and little short clips and videos. I find it pretty interesting, some of the content they've been putting out and on my radar recently. It looks pretty smooth. It looks pretty smooth. Market cap is disgustingly small, and I have not purchased any of it. But it's a $2.2 million market cap. The chart looks good, so we don't have to worry about just constant bleeding. And yeah, serious question. If people like to be spoon-fed, how is DeSci supposed to succeed? It's a good question, Truth. It is a good question. There's two parts to it because success is viewed based off of who it is that is trying to see what success is, right? So the measurement of success is going to be dependent on who it is that is asking for it. But if you ask the researchers who are getting funded from some of the DeSci projects, DeSci is a massive success. They're able to live, they're able to fund what they're passionate about, and they're able to actually move forward and progress in the industry. So far, DeSci has been a, a wonderful success for the people who are trying to raise money to research. If you ask for some of the people who are launching these BioDAOs and trying to see community growth, they've had a good success in the beginning, but it's starting to slow down a little bit. And they're waiting for some sort of action, and they're needing to take action in order to bring success. If you're looking at people from an investment point of view, some of the really early investors into DeSci have had wonderful success in their exits and everything. If you're looking at people from our point of view, we've had success in things like Axon and Wellshare. And if you took any profits off of Noble, you had wonderful success. It's been bleeding a lot lately, and it's continued to just trend downwards. And so in that regard, it's not been crazy successful. As a function of new people coming into the market, it's going to be dependent on what their questions are when they join. If they're joining just to try and make money off of it, it's going to be a little bit of a long haul because they need to fund research, get the results of the research, tokenize the IP, and bring it forward. Or they need to get partnerships with massive data providers like Data Lake's been doing over in Poland. Data Lake's been partnering with some of the most insane healthcare providers in Poland, which are allowing them to gain access to a lot of information, a lot of data. And then it's just a matter of laying the foundation and waiting for word to get spread so that the traditional little crypto hype cycle can take place. So it just depends. It's a good question, and there's just so many nuances to it. Are we scientists exit liquidity? Sometimes it depends what it is. It depends what it is. Like I know that when not Vita, no, I think it was Vita RNA. When Vita RNA launched, yes, when Vita RNA launched, it was an exit liquidity for a lot of the people who got in and funded the science from the very beginning. I mean, it launched down here at 32 cents and rallied all the way up to $3.20. So 1,000% gain in the first 4 hours that it existed. So that was kind of an exit liquidity pull for them. They got some of their money and then it died down and then we got to get into it and it started to skyrocket again. So people that like myself who accumulated some back here, 60 days later, 2 months later, it's up 250%. So yes and no. If you take profits, you don't have to worry about being exit liquidity. That's damn straight. Damn straight. VitaFast is another one. I didn't partake in VitaFast, but it did really well. If I can find it. VitaFast had its initial crazy run up and then collapse. And then it just had another crazy run up and collapse. So you just have to know what it is you're trading, I think. They're super illiquid, very speculative. A lot of the industry is crazy speculative, which is why it makes sense for people to just try and focus in on things like Axon. Axon's a good play. Axon's a very good play. Hopefully it makes it back to all-time highs. I do think it does. You go look at stuff like Research Coin. Research Coin is a very good play in the industry. I think it will continue to perform well. I mean, it's holding up better than most of the stuff out there. Data Lake, one of the really solid ones. It's just a matter of how into it do you want to get? Do you just want to hold stuff and not look at it for 12 months? And then large scale plays like this are going to be it's an emerging sector. So it's the risk you take with partaking in such a speculative industry. I've been foiled by science again. And they be only holding Lake and Noble. I don't think it's a bad play. I would just diversify into some other things as well. So with any new money you're putting into the markets, make sure that you just have a good, well-rounded portfolio. I mean, my portfolio is pretty heavy in Lake and Noble as well, just to be totally transparent in that regard. And Dynex now. Dynex is one of those ones I think has got some. I think it's like one of the easiest plays out there, to be honest. All right. Any final questions for me? Anything else that you want to talk about or address? Amanda just sent me a movie and an image of myself being live. I want to see you give Lucas dating advice. That sounds like a quality live stream. I don't think that that is a quality live stream. I don't think it would be taken well from I don't think he's interested in dating right now. So I don't think he would take any of my dating advice. Staples itself in the eyes of the public, in my opinion. We have some extra attention to people who actually care about things other than meme coins. Meme coins are the main driver of what's happening from the social front of crypto right now, but it is not the main driver of the capital front of crypto. And so by getting some recognition in this regard, I think we can see some growth in DeSci. I still do believe DeSci will be 2% of the entire crypto marketplace. If it heads upwards